shared a story here recently about a father that was in a DV situation with his wife. He called for help, 5-0 showed up, defended the wife, and now that father is no longer here. As for his wife, she's at a mental health facility. After watching this video, go ahead and check out the full video. I have the links below. That way you can see what really happened. Shout out to Mr. Kwame Brown, very much so down to earth and with the people, not too proud to advocate for brothers like our brother Michael, an everyday, honest, working, blue-collar man who was just trying to keep his family together. And that's why people like Kwame should be supported. I always hear him advocating for trades. He shared my video with his audience, and I'm going to get to his reaction a little later, but first up, a lot of you noticed the disrespectful dispatcher. My sister, do you Miss Ming? She said, how disgusting. Even the way the 911 operator talks to him in her dismissive tone. Another sister caught it too. She said, it's the 911 operator for me. She's the first person at fault and the person who put doubt into those officers' minds. She was very rude and condescending, and because she did not believe him, she didn't take it seriously, reported it as God knows what, and hung up on a man asking for help. She went on to say those operators are overworked, underpaid, and uneducated. Since when did they get the authority and discretion to behave this way? One thing about being a dispatcher, they don't even have to be the smartest person to do a good job, but they do need patience and they do need to know how to treat people. Both of you made really good points. I will say these operators, they've been cutting up for a long time. If you want to check out this video, I talked about this operator right here that was on the run the other month ago. You got all kinds of people calling in for help, and she was banging the phone on them. Before we break down this call, take a second to make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Click that notification bell for all updates. If you're new, include new subscriber in your comment below, and I'm going to try my best to reply to all of you. Not going to waste any time. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Chicago Emergency Johnson. Hello.
Talk to me. Who talks to me?
Okay. Do you need the police, yes or no?
Right out the gate, rude, nasty, and she was about to hang up on them probably. At this moment right here, Michael, he couldn't move. So he told his son to call 911. Michael told him to talk to the dispatcher. And then the son said, you talk to him. He's only 7 years old. He didn't want to talk to the dispatcher. He didn't know what to say. Meanwhile, she can hear this going on in the background. Instead of being patient and listening, she said this instead.
Do you need the police, yes or no?
What if somebody's having a medical emergency and they can barely get the words out? What if she's the last person they're able to talk to? Why is she acting like she's watching her favorite TV show and somebody just rudely interrupted her?
Hello? I need the police over here. My wife got a knife on me on the bed right now.
She has a knife on you?
Yeah.
So the knife to your son, but you, okay.
At that point right there, you can tell she was discrediting his story. She didn't really believe him. She thought he was maybe playing on the phone. This is what Jay was talking about in her comment that she made. So because she wasn't taking him seriously, there's no telling how she relayed this story to them. Now, Officer Alberto, I'm still on you, because when you got there, his son told you what was going on.
What's your name?
If I called anywhere and the operator sounded like that, what's your name? I'm gonna be like, never mind, I don't need help no more. In an emergency situation, you'll be forced to deal with a person like that. And at this point, I guess we just have to pray that we get the right person to answer the phone if any of us or our family members had an emergency.
Yeah.
And what's your wife's name? And what's your name?
Michael Craig.
Okay, Michael. All right, you called already.
Did you get the officers out here?
She told him, you called already. That's not true, but even if he had called before, he's in a dire situation. Why would you respond to somebody like that?
All right, you called already.
There was another phone call placed, but it wasn't Michael. It was his neighbor across the hall. His son ran to the neighbor's apartment and knocked on the door and told her that his dad needed someone to call 911. So that's the first 911 call from the neighbor, not Michael. But why is she wasting time even saying that? Like, he already told you what position he's in right now.
Yes, make sure you answer any blocked or private numbers. The police are going to come. Your number?
Yeah.
Okay. Be looking out for the police, okay?
All right.
Okay, bye.
And my kids up in here, they scared.
How many kids you got?
One right now, here at the house. The other one's going to school.
Okay, gotcha. Be looking out for the police.
Yeah, she got the knife around my neck right now. I can't move. If I move, she gonna kill me.
I'm not sure what it was here. I don't know if this woman was just too big or if Michael wasn't trying to hurt her. Because you have a lot of people, they've always said not to do anything to a woman. There's no reason why you should ever do this or that. And maybe that's what was going on. I do want to point out that they're both the same height, but this woman was about 20 pounds bigger than her husband.
Okay. We're sending the police.
And I got the front door open. Tell the officers the door is open.
The door is
my
open?
kids open the door. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Go downstairs so you can let the police in. Go.
I would say by the end of this call, she wasn't as rude as before. But in my opinion, I do believe that her disposition had something to do with what happened to Michael. So I'm hoping that his attorneys, they bring that up as well. The family, they are planning to sue. Now, our brother Kwame Brown, he also believed that this was a very important story. So he spoke on the Michael Craig situation. Plus, he told us what the NBA advises players to do whenever they find themselves in problems like this. Take a look.
Men need the same protection and rules just like women. Violence is violence. And we have some hands-off policy when it comes to violence towards men. My uncle was stabbed in the chest 2 or 3 times by a woman. She stabbed him over something that was the dumbest reason in the world. She almost a couple inches over, it would have been in his heart. Well, he does like most men do. He get out of jail and he say, oh, no, I'm a man. You don't lock a woman up. They dropped the charges. But if a man would have did that very same thing, the state would have picked it up and he would have been doing 100 years in jail. So it's a little bit shaky what's going on now, that we're trying to uplift one group, but we're gonna disrespect the next. I think we can just have the law be the law, and then whoever violates said law, we punish him the same. But that's not what's going on right now. What's going on right now is that if you talk against a woman, or if you say anything disrespectful against a woman, even though this same thing can be said to a man, it seems to be okay. It seems to be okay. We should be able to take it. Same thing when I said little boys shouldn't tap into their feminine side and they should not cry, because when they become a man, here's the treatment that you get as a man. No one wants to hear your fucking cries. No one wants to hear your tears, and no one wants to see your sensitive side. So why are they teaching little boys this right now? I'm confused. All I was told when I fell was to get your little ass up. You a boy, brush it off. And I think by telling me to get up and brush it off, it made me a stronger man that knows how to persevere through certain situations. These little boys that are getting participation trophies and being told it's okay to cry when you fall, I think it's an issue. But let's watch the video. Miss Pink Book Lessons asks that everyone share this video. So I'm gonna do exactly what she asked. I'm gonna share the video. Hopefully we can bring some awareness to that. When fathers call the cops, when men try to do it the right way, there's still this thing that somehow they're at fault. At rookie transitional camp in the NBA, they teach you if a woman in the face, and if you can, run without missing and bumping in her and lock yourself in the bathroom and call the police. If she tears up your stuff, if she break your stuff, you just pray that you don't pick the right one to go in your room. So at every point, you got to be perfect, men. If you get a wily coyote and you let them in your room, they can act any sort of way. But let's just say if a man came into your room, women, and they're 2-3 times your size, there's nobody saying to you, run from them and let them tear up your stuff. No, if you behave a certain way as a man, there's consequences, which it should be the same way for women. But thank you, Miss Pink, for this video.
And thank you, brother, for telling this story as well. I did not know that that's what the NBA taught these players to do. So now that story where I touched on Kenya Martin and Trina, it's making even more sense on why he had to leave her. And if you guys did not see this video, this is another one that you definitely have to take a look at. I'm going to leave the link below to that video, as well as Kwame's reaction. Much respect to Kwame Brown. We're going to go ahead and get the conversation started below in the comments. Let me know what you think below. Shout out to Osmandius and Dark Power. I appreciate you for your support. You can support this channel as well. Links to the Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.